Hello summoners, welcome back to the channel and another tier list update for the month of September. We had two pretty good characters coming in this month, Titania and also Infamous Iron Man, Tech Doom, whatever you want to call him. And we also had a buff which Ant-Man, I actually didn't play around with him that much, so I still don't have a very strong opinion on him. He is a character with synergies. He was pretty decent already, but it was overall pretty disappointing. I think I have placed it here for now. May go down, may go up. Do let me know what you feel about Ant-Man. He's a character I'm not really certain about because I again didn't really spend much time testing him out. The characters that were new, let's talk about the latest one, Infamous Iron Man. He might in the future go up, but at least I think he deserves to be here. His damage output pretty decent, he has a unique playstyle, not very unique because kind of similar to Dr. Doom, but you actually want the opponent to have maximum amount of power before you throw the SP2 in order to get more damage, and that is kind of similar to Doom and the OG Doom with you want to have them over 2 bars of power when you go for SP3 in order to get your Doom cycle in. After, like, he has 2 rotations. His first rotation for shorter fights or medium level fights, you just pretty much straight up go to SP2, activate his Iron Aura, and your SP2 is going to be unblockable. The more power the opponent has, the more damage you're basically going to do. And the power control on this character is extremely good. Like, if all you want to do is ensure that the opponent doesn't throw SP3, it's pretty damn good, which is the exact same thing I used to say about Dr. Doom. His Doom cycle, the SP3 thing is not as strong at all. Like with Dr. Doom, let me tell you, after you throw the first SP3, the fight is pretty much done. It's over at that point. I wouldn't say the same for Infamous Iron Man, but you get an energized buff. It basically means you are going to get a lot more power very quickly, you and the opponent, which is a good thing because again, more power they have, more damage you're gonna do. You are pretty much about to throw at least 2 SP2s, and if you are like in a good run, like you can get 3 SP2s off after the SP3, which will take care of most health pools, I would say. And overall, I have done a comparison between the 2 rotations. It's the last video on this channel. If you want to check that out, it was mostly similar in Realm of Legends health pool. Yeah, he's a solid character, decent power control, great power control, good damage output, very strong character. Is he comparable to Warlock, Ultron, Nimrod, Ghost? Not sure at this point. Maybe he will go up. I think I can say for certain he is comparable to champions like Omega Sentinel, Penny Parker, Guardian, Guillotine 2099, and he is better than characters in this category, which is why I placed him here. But we'll see how he does in Battlegrounds, War. I think for that health pool he is a pretty good character, so I have high expectations from him in the future. Then we go to Titania. I don't there was not a lot of hype around her. I kind of went back, looked at other people's video because personally I enjoyed her a lot. I did 2 comparisons for her. One was with She-Hulk because of course they have similar, even the moveset is kind of similar, and the other was with Captain America Infinity War. She beat both of them, and you will notice that both of them are currently sitting higher in the tier list. The reason for that is because obviously damage is not the sole characteristic, and Cap Infinity War is a utility god considering you do have him at high signature level, and even She-Hulk is extremely powerful in the right hands. If you have spacing down in this game, like, she has a high skill cap in my opinion. Like, if you're just talking about using her in longer fights and gaining furies, and like, she's not here because of the damage output in extremely long fights. She's here because of her slow mechanic, extremely easy access to it, and yeah, because of all that. So Titania overall I feel is a very fun character. If I ever pull her as a 6-star, I would personally rank her up. I think if you have her, you should look into her, you should play around with her and give her a chance. If you like the play style, go ahead, rank her up because she is a lot of fun. I enjoyed playing her, and I think she is always going to be kind of underrated because she came out with a stronger character. Yeah, and then we have certain changes. Anything that has a box, I've made a change from the last list. Quicksilver went to the highest tier. Scorpion and Spider-Man 2099 also went to the higher tiers. I think with science class, I just had last time I took down Void. He used to be a Void. I feel he's still a strong character. I have a 6-star one, rank 3. He's not particularly high sig. I prefer using my 5-star one over him. But honestly, like, you can see one thing. Yeah, this is probably like 17th consecutive month of doing tier list. When I started, there were a lot more characters on this side of this list. But especially last year with all the buffs and stuff, we have had a lot of older characters also getting pretty good. Some characters like Agent Venom, sure they didn't get a buff, but they got extremely powerful synergy, which made him pretty good, made him really high in the list. So that's why, like, Void, his damage output, I feel at this point a low sig Void is definitely below average. A high sig Void in average fight is average, I would say. Like, after Fear of the Void kicks in, all the damage over time combined, and the additional attack value that you get from the sig, maybe slightly above average, and the utility, like, there is certain RNG involved, which is something that I never like. Whether you get the Petrify when you get it, it could be the 5th buff, and sometimes that happens when you really, really need it. So overall, I think Void used to be one of the best signs, and now he is no longer holding that position. I feel like at this point, if an average player opens a Nexus, he sees Void and Quicksilver, they'll pick Quicksilver. I feel that is what is going to happen in your average scenario, which is why I've placed them higher than him, which is why he went down basically. Quicksilver, I usually do not like to whenever new characters come out, just put them in the highest tier in the first month itself, especially because I do the rankings like relatively, like, when I'm doing the rankings, that is the month that character has released. Like, I do, especially like the second character of the month, they are usually released 4-5 days before I make these tier list videos. So I usually do not place them in the highest tier as soon as they're released, because I want to see more gameplay. I want to see more people's opinion on them, especially like people who are extremely high in alliance wars and stuff. Like, if they think these champions are going to be good for that stuff, and because alliance war, especially after the rewards update, is pretty interesting, and it is the competitive part of Marvel Contest of Champions, that and Battlegrounds. So yeah, Quicksilver seems really, really strong. I said that even last month in my tier list, and now he is where I think he deserves to be. Spider-Man 2099, I'm not sure why he wasn't already here, even in my top science champions list. He's super high, as always. Like, he has been crushing alliance for a very, very long time, because Torch, he is here, but he's usually banned. Of course, they have new thing now, and that you can't ban champions all the time, like consecutive seasons and stuff. But Human Torch, usually, like, I have him at rank 3. I never seem to be able to use him in alliance for, like, last season. I don't think I did. So yeah, that's Human Torch for you. But of course, in story content and stuff, he's still you are able to use him, and he obliterates all the Mystic champions. Any situation where you can get his charge, whatever it is called. I always forget the name when I'm recording. I'm not sure why. While the science champions did receive 3 new characters in the highest tier, the mutant ones had a lot, and I think someone commented that this half of the list is getting pretty big, and it's still pretty big, but I did take some characters off of the highest tier, especially again in the mutant class. So first, let's talk about Cable. I think Cable, when he was originally given the synergy, it has been a while, it was pretty crazy, and at some point damage becomes utility. If you have crazy damage output, you just melt every single fight. You don't really need to have utility. Cosmic Ghost Rider, he has some, but not particularly high utility, still considered one of the strongest characters in the game. I think Cable at one point was kind of that. His damage output was insane. He just melted everything. Abyss option, Labyrinth option. Yeah, he is good in shorter fights. He's good in longer fights. He was a very strong character. But now Agent Venom also received a pretty crazy synergy. In fact, Agent Venom is, in my opinion, even crazier. Like at this time, his damage output, damage over time, is pretty much unparalleled in Marvel Contest of Champions. Even Nick Fury in the second phase can't beat him. Ultron, I don't think, can beat him. Who else has crazy DOT? Like, I don't know. It's really, really high. If you haven't seen some rank 4 gameplay, I think Mike has a video on it. A lot of people made a video on him when the synergy initially came out. He's crazy strong. Agent Venom is going to be very interesting. It's also interesting because whenever they buff characters that have existing strong synergies, they kind of nerf the synergy. I don't want to see that with Agent Venom, because otherwise people will be mad, because what happened with Ant-Man. But the thing is, Ant-Man, even before the synergy, was not crazy strong. Some other mistake also had a synergy. Who was it? Guillotine? No, there was another mistake who was pretty crazy before the buff with some synergy, and after the buff what happened was, like, overall they're better character, but like with the synergy, I can't remember, but there was some character. They have done it a few times. This is not the first time they've done it. But basically, yeah, if you are going to have people rank these champions up based on a crazy powerful synergy, don't touch the synergy after that, is my advice. You may not buff, like Cable didn't receive a buff. He definitely, without synergy, is a type of character. But yeah, I don't want to see him being buffed to, like, either buff him to be a crazy character on his own, that's fine. But if you are gonna give him a mediocre buff, then don't take away the synergy. And I don't think that's really possible. Like, buffing the base character and leaving a synergy as powerful as this, it would just be crazy. So I don't like, they have to do either one of two. And like, it's weird. It's going to be interesting what happens. But people have been ranking up Agent Venoms. Like, Cable, for a while I didn't rank him up, but when I saw his gameplay in Alliance War, I did, because he's very strong. And now Agent Venom is kind of getting similar treatment. And here's the thing with synergies. I think a lot of people ignore them for some reason. They are extremely, Black Bolt is one of my favorites because of that. Like, with synergy, he's insane. Without synergy, he's trash. So that's kind of the thing with these characters. If you are ranking them up, pretty much except Battlegrounds, I don't really see where you can't use them. Maybe Alliance War, because you're limited to 3 characters. Maybe Alliance Quest, although people use synergies in Alliance Quest as well. They use it in Alliance War as well. There was a time when Ghost with the Trinity was the meta, but maybe there you can make the argument that you're only limited to 3 champions. But when you have 5 slots and a synergy this powerful, you can make a space. You can make space for it. So pretty much Battlegrounds is the only area which I can think of. Of course, Arena, but you don't really care about that. Like, they're shorter fights anyways, even without the synergies. So Agent Venom, I think, is a very powerful character, so that's why he's in this tier. I don't know why I talked about it so much. I didn't really plan to, but what else? So Cable, Agent Venom, we talked about those two. Domino is weird because I recently pulled a 6-star one, ranked her up because of Battlegrounds, and everybody is annoyed. Like, she's not that bad that people ban her. There are always better options to ban, but nobody really wants to fight a Domino, and she can cause an upset any day with any character. And yeah, she is really good for Battlegrounds. You can use her offensively. I have used her against, like, Nick Fury once I didn't have my Archangel. She did really, really well, and that's the thing. Domino is a powerful character even now. I don't know why people get upset. She is in the second highest tier of the most competitive class. She is still a strong character. Nobody can deny it. But the fact is that, RNG is a big factor with her. And even though the damage is crazy, again, the level, like, she had beyond crazy damage when she initially came out. it went, and the damage just went up from there. At this point her damage is still pretty good, but that's it. It's pretty good damage, and sometimes it can be insane if the RNG gods are with you, but sometimes it's pretty average, which is why she is here. And she is a good defender. She is overall a very good all-rounder kind of character. I think you should rank her up if you have her, but not above these champions. So that's why she is here. Then we have Nemo. Nemo was taken down from here to here many months ago, and now from here to here. Nemo, once considered a top mutant champion, now in third highest category. Honestly, he's here because some people still like him. I am not one of those people. Like, I have a rank 3 Nemo for the longest time. Probably have used, I don't know, 4-star Archangel move. I don't know. Like, Nemo is a character I almost never use. He has a use in the game. Let me be very clear. If you have a 6-200 Nemo, you will have scenarios where he is a good character, where you will be able to use him very effectively. And even without those scenarios, damage output of the character is good. The animations are really amazing. SP3, one of my favorites, but these are stronger mutants in my opinion. Like, he has not aged well. You can see the amount of symbols here. The build up it doesn't necessarily need to set, but he benefits from it. Needs awakening, needs high sig. I don't know why I have both those here, because if you need high sig, you definitely need the awakening. So yeah, Nemo in my opinion has not, I think everybody agrees with this, Nemo has not aged well. I don't think anybody has him in top 10 lists anymore. I don't think I have him where I have in I don't know where I have him in my own list. Probably not even in the top 15. How many characters is that? I'm not gonna count right now, but yeah, that's about Nemo. And Rintra, he is very popular right now. He got up from this to this tier, as well as Hood. So I think both these characters deserve it. Rintra kind of more. He is a situational character from what I've told. I am not expert by any means, but I have seen gameplay of him by, like, Karate Mike again has a lot of Rintra gameplay. He seems pretty powerful. So that's pretty much gonna do it for this one. I have been getting a lot of messages in the last minute, so that's pretty much gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Honestly, like, share, subscribe, stay safe, have a good one, and bye bye.